I'll be honest, I love filming top 5 Wednesday videos, but today took me for a run for my money, as they say, because it took me like 30 to 45 minutes to find one scene I was looking for. But we found it, y'all. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. Hello friends, happy Wednesday. So very excited that you're here. So excited that I'm here. I've been sort of battling a cold, I think, and it's been causing dizziness. Feeling a lot better today, very relieved because, oh my goodness, today we're gonna have fun at the beach through these manga, and I would love to be at the beach so much right now. Yesterday was super cloudy, so I had to push off filming. Today is nice and sunny, and I'm like, today would be the perfect day for the beach, perfect weather. But yeah, let's talk about these mangas. So I went on a hunt to go find these scenes, and the other day, and we're just gonna go ahead and jump right in. The other day, I woke up because I've been thinking, I'm like, okay, I have a list, but I'm like, I need one more. I woke up the other day and I thought of Kimi ni Todoke. Like, it came to mind at like 7 a.m. I mean, I literally was only awake for like 5 minutes. So I was like, oh my goodness, yes. I'm like, Kimi ni Todoke would be perfect. Y'all, I couldn't find the scene. I could not find the scene. I had to go on Discord and ask 2 different people or 2 different like groups. Nobody got back with me. And I'm like, I know I didn't make up this scene. I know I'm not pretending or like misremembering. I'm like, where is it? Thank you, Wikipedia, for having my back. Because it's funny, I have not seen all of the anime, but yes, I am gonna watch season 3 because I've read the manga at least twice. So I'm like, I'm good, I'm fine. But I look up a clip about beach scenes in Kimi ni Todoke, and there is this scene that I'm looking for. There's a scene I'm looking for. So I will say real fast, I'm not sure how this video is going to go. And what I mean by that is some of these scenes are really big spoilers. So I'm gonna have to try and keep it vague as much as I can. The first one I'm definitely saying for number 1 is the scene I'm talking about in Kimi ni Todoke. There is a beach scene that happens with Samako, Kazuhaya, and Pin. And I love this scene. Try to see if I could show a panel. Here is the moment right here. So they're on the beach. Great things have just happened. Basically, they have gotten together. They're at the beach and they're like, okay, we need to talk. And suddenly Kazuhaya's saying, marry me. And they're like, what? Come to find out though, it was Pin who pretended to be Kazuhaya's voice and said those words to Sawako. But the reason I love this scene and wanted to feature it is because I really feel like it's the moment. Yes, our leads are dating, but I feel like Kazuhaya is basically coming out and saying, I want to date you with marriage in mind. No, he doesn't quite say it like that, but that scene and everything that follows after this declaration was so perfect. I love this scene and I'm so thankful that I found it because I was so frustrated. I was like, this is one of my favorite beach scenes and I'm like, I can't find it. I won't forget now. And part of the problem is every scene I was looking at was like after this volume. And so here is like, this is the ultimate question. Will you be my girlfriend? But I really, again, I love this scene because I really love, I don't know if it's a trope, but I really love when there's that moment of when they're like, I want to date you, but I want to date you with marriage in mind. And ultimately, I feel like this is that kind of moment, that kind of scene. It is in case anybody else is wondering, and they don't have to go hunt it down, it is an episode or chapter 41 after the festival. Very fun and sweet moment in this volume. And again, I'm so thankful that I was able to find it because I was like, I'm so frustrated. I don't know where it's at, but we got here. I'm featuring it as number 1. But I will say for number 2, the scene that I kept finding was actually from volume 13, and it is called, I think it's called The Summer at the Beach, honestly. Oh, Summer and the Beach. And I really love this moment. And here is our leads right here, is because when I was looking for the scene, I actually forgot about this moment, but it was a very fun beach moment because all of our girls are together and Kazuhaya, they have some fun shenanigans that basically go down. But the one thing that really stood out to me is I forgot that when Shizu is at the beach during this moment, she is arm wrestling all of these dudes. She's got like a big reward because I think it was basically, she says whoever can beat her or whoever doesn't beat her, they have to buy her food. But if they win, then she buys them something. And she kept beating everybody, but then up comes Ryu and he just straight out beats her. Here's the moment right here. She's like, oh, he's gonna want my food. But no, all he wanted was 20 minutes of her time. I really feel like this is the moment when things start like changing concerning their friendship slash relationship. They're one of my favorite side couples in Kimi ni Todoke. And so I was really excited to find this beach scene, even though I had completely forgotten it. It was not what I was looking for in the beginning, but it was one that I still wanted to feature feature today because it was just a really fun moment, and I reread this chapter 3 or 4 times because I'm like, maybe I'm just missing the scene I'm looking for. No, I wasn't. I also really like this moment too because it was when Sawako sort of says like her first joke to Kazuhaya and he was sort of surprised. So that was a really cute moment. So this whole chapter in volume 13 was super cute, and I'm really glad I was able to feature it today, even though I feel bad because I'm like, you weren't the scene I wanted, but it was still really sweet, very good, and gave me all of the beachy vibes. For number 3, I love this bonus chapter that's in this volume, and that's volume 1 of The Ice Guy and the Cool Girl. I love this little bonus chapter. It happens really early on, but basically our leads, they go on a beach trip. It is one of my favorites because, you know, he is a descendant of the Himuro, is a descendant of the snow spirit, and so like his feelings will often come out in the form of snow, snowmen, icicles, all those wonderful things, and he's been like really nervous to go to the beach because he's like, oh my goodness, you know, it's supposed to be hot, but which could affect him for sure, but ultimately he's like, wonder if I get so happy I start making it snow. And so our main girl here sort of helps prepare him because she gives him some kind of, I don't think it was in that chapter, but she gives him some kind of like instrument that makes the sound of the waves so that he will be used to it and he will be relaxed and, you know, not have his biggest fear come true in making snow happen. But through all of these cute moments that they have together and they're hanging out, he gets so happy because she's like, oh my goodness, she's way too cute, very, very cute. And then it starts snowing right there at the beach. But the thing is rather than her getting upset or even the people around them, everybody's really happy. They're like, oh, I've never seen this before. And it even ends with them saying, or the chapter like concluding saying, it was a very fond memory for the both of them. And I love it. It's very short, not that long, but I vividly, like when I read this digitally, I have a review, like a first impression, because the physical manga license hadn't come out yet, but I read it on Comic Key and I loved it so very much. And it still was like, when I got the physical, it was one of the very vivid chapters that I remembered from when I read it digitally because it was just so much fun and so cute. And I was like, I love it. I love it. So I guess you could say it became a fond memory for me as well. Our main girl looked so incredibly cute when they were there. Yeah, there she is. I thought she looked so cute and it was just, it was fun. It was a very fun chapter and I hope that they go back to the beach again because it was just sort of an interesting blend of having this guy that's a snow descent or, you know, descendant of a snow spirit having snow at the beach, but you know, it's really hot and everything. It was so good. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. For number 4, this was, I think, the very first manga that came to mind. And I don't know if it's just because last week's video, I gushed about Imakoi and how much I love it, how it has a lot of my favorite tropes. And there is a beach scene that happens in volume 2 in the first chapter. I really, really like this one because they were just so cute together. He doesn't basically want her to show her bikini. She looked super cute though, but he mentions like on the next page, he's like, or he wants her to wear like this oversized jacket kind of thing that you can wear in the water. And he's like, I don't want anyone else looking at you. And it was just so cute. And they're also, when they're in the water, their friends are like, can you guys just stop? They weren't hitting on each other, basically not boasting. What is the right word I'm looking for? Bragging. There we go. She's like, why are you bragging about each other to each other? You're so embarrassing. And so I thought it was a really cute moment. Of course, though, there was like an ex-girlfriend that pops up, but I did love the development that happened and the great communication that they had, especially when Yagyu's like, hey, I know something's up because you wave your hand like this. Like, no, everything's fine, when everything was not fine. And she was really upset inside a whole bunch like Sanomi was. And so I love the communication that came from that moment and the things that unfolded during that scene or in this chapter. It was very, very sweet. Fireworks do follow later on. And of course, it ends with a very sweet and romantic kiss that I really, really enjoyed. So it was a very fun and sweet beach chapter. I'm glad I found it so easily because some of these I had to hunt down, especially for this next volume, I guess would be number 5. I'm so excited because one of my friends was just saying how she read the series and really enjoyed it. I am saying high school debut. I think it's volume 11. I'm not really sure. I forgot to check, but it's in the middle. So I'm assuming that it would be volume 11. So I'm going to say Yo and Haruna. So I really love the later chapters of this series. This one especially. So Yo has gone off to college. There is a girl there that really likes Yo and she is causing some complications. She's causing some problems and like the problems sort of lead to them thinking that Yo and Haruna have broken up. And Haruna is absolutely devastated because this girl has told Haruna so many mean things of like, you're a horrible person. I don't know why Yo is with you. And you know, it's just caused a lot of upset, including in myself because I was really upset of what happens as well. The reason I love this scene scene so much is because it's the only time I've ever seen this. Well, Haruna, she's devastated and she becomes very chubby. She eats a lot of food, and as Yo says, she has become quite round now. But Yo doesn't even like blink an eye, so to speak, or how you would say that, of how she has gained all of this weight, because she's just saying all these things of like, where she's like, I love you, he's the only one for me, and she's telling this other girl, like, yes, Yo is great, makes a list of all the great things about him, but she's like, he is mine. There's so many other people out there, please go find somebody else, don't basically take my man. It is a very heart-moving and sweet moment that had a lot of feelings, and I really enjoyed this morning rereading parts leading up to it, because I'm like, I know this scene, I know what happens, but I'm like, how did we get to this point again? So it was really interesting coming back, and I just felt so bad for Haruna, and I was really glad that everything worked out in the end, because she is just so sweet. Haruna is one of my favorite characters. Like, look at them, they're so adorable. I really love them. They again, they're one of my favorite couples. Well, lots of fun to read this, so I felt it was just a very touching moment between them, and how I guess I think it's touching because even though Haruna had gained a bunch of weight, like Yo still loved her and cared for her. I mean, he made a suggestion of maybe they could start working out, but like he wasn't mean about it or anything. So it was a very touching scene. It's not, yes, I think it does have some humor, but I feel like it's not sweet in the same way of like, say, the scene with Ima Koi is or anything like that. Just finally seeing these two together again with no mix-ups I was so thankful. I was so thankful because I forgot that I really was upset with Yo for a brief time, because I'm like, the things you told Haruna not to do, you basically just did. But again, it all worked out. It was a very sweet moment. I loved when they hug and how he apologized, she apologized, and you know, he's like, I never want to make you jealous again. I swear that I won't. It was so great. It was a very touching reunion between them two after all of the mix-ups that have happened and all of the complications that have happened. And I was like, man, it makes me want to keep reading, but it's like, I don't have time this morning. I have to go do some other things. But it was so wonderful. It was so wonderful. That is one of my favorite beach scenes that I can think of, just because of how sweet it was and how just very, very touching. It's throwing me off a little bit that I did 2 picks for Kimi ni Todoke, so now I would technically be on the honorable mention, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna do this as an honorable mention, and the reason I say I wasn't going to, I was gonna do it as like an actual pick, but I guess it works because this scene that I'm gonna feature actually happens at the pool. But I love this moment and all of the development that takes place in this volume, specifically at the pool, even more especially, and that is The Condition Called Love Volume 7. I did recently review the whole series, thanks to you guys for voting for it in my shoujo event. If you're curious about all my thoughts, especially about this scene I'm going to mention specifically, be sure to check out that video. But I love the pool scene that happens in this one, and they're so all very cute, because the 4 of them, they go to the pool, together, and it was, first, let's just say that Hanoni, when he talks to her best friend, I'm blanking on her name right now, but they're bathing suit shopping. Hanoni wasn't there, but he's like, look, you know what's gonna happen if Hotaru wears a bikini. And she's like, no, we're gonna get a takini, and it all works out. It was like a little 4 koba bonus little thing that was included. Was it in this page, right? Yes, it was right here. It was right here. So I really love this one when it involves the pool. But what really stood out to me about this one, this is another really good example, that sort of like high school debut, where yes, there are sweet moments, but I feel like a lot happens, and an ex-girlfriend shows up in this chapter as well. But the development that happens for Hanoni and Hotaru, and how they have this fantastic communication, and they talk about the things that Hotaru learns from this ex-girlfriend, because she comes off really strong, and she's like, girl, you need to know the real side of Hanoni, and tells her, Hotaru, all of these things. But it leads to such, I don't want to finish the sentence. I'm not sure I want to finish that sentence, but like, it leads to really great things that happen, and I just was blown away how Hotaru handled this whole situation, and I thought she was super adorable in her bathing suit, and when she realizes that they're basically touching skin-to-skin contact, she's so cute, and just the fun that they have. It was a really sweet moment. I also really like that they're best friends. Well, Hanoni would say that's not his best friend, but Hotaru, her best friend, was there with her boyfriend, and the fun that they all had together and cheering each other on. They're so cute. It was really adorable. So I really enjoyed this chapter as well, and I was like, it has to be mentioned, even though technically it is at the poolside. And I forgot to mention and say shout out to my Patreon channel members for this prompt suggestion today. It was a lot of fun. It may have sounded like at the beginning like I wasn't excited. I just couldn't find that scene, but I found the Kim Needs Out Okay scene, and now officially I want to go to the beach because looking at all these fun moments that happen at the beach, I'm like, I need to be there. It's been 2 years. I haven't gone yet again, and I miss it so very much. But I would love to hear from you, friends. What are some manga that you know of that take place at the beach or have a beach scene, or maybe some anime as well? I would love to know because I need all of the summer vibes. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!